Started, right? Ah, there we are. We're live. Hey, look at that. We're live and in person, everybody. Isn't that wonderful? Here we are on YouTube. We're live. We're in person and all that good jazz. Um, yeah, there we are. There's the video. And now what we can do, potentially. Hi, Jay. How are you doing? Surprise! I'm live. I know. Once again, without gameplay. I know, Jay, that you're clamoring. Hi, Eric. Oh, chicas. Really embracing that the America Chavez, aren't you? Um, uh, pretty good. Uh, not great, but good. I'm off site today, or for this weekend. I'm house sitting, and I brought my computer with me so that I could maybe potentially do some stuff. Maybe edit. I have one video that I could edit. I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's really not that big of a deal. But I thought, what the heck? I'll go live on YouTube today and chat with some people, talk about some stuff, some cool stuff, and also some really shit stuff. Because that's what everything is nowadays. Everything has to be turned into shit or crap. Hey Tevia, how you doing, man? Uh, okay, so I shared it on Twitter. What's Vox? You didn't know, Tevia, that due to some shenanigans, that basically every YouTube channel is basically doomed to another adpocalypse and more bullshit and more rules? Come on, man. I take it you don't follow very much news when it pertains to YouTube, probably. I don't know. You know what? I should probably share this on Discord and stuff. Hold on a second while I launch Discord. It's another thing I need to get into the habit of doing. It's something I kind of forget to do. Yeah, I don't know all the information and whatnot. All I know is what I've seen and what I've heard. And quite honestly, I was pretty peeved through most of the week about it, but I couldn't say or do anything because I was so busy with work. Well, what I do know is that Steven Crowder, who is just your, this is the weird thing. It's like they punished Steven Crowder and demonetized him because he made, quippy jokes and one-liners. And somehow, even though he didn't break the rules, that's the part that boggles my mind the most, is he didn't break any rules, and YouTube even said that he didn't break rules, but they still took away monetization. It's hypocritical. It makes no sense. It's like blows your mind of just how utter horseshit the whole event and situation is. To me, it doesn't matter. I mean, I watched Crowder's jokes and whatnot. I've seen some of his videos. I think he's kind of funny in a late night talk show kind of way. He just leans right instead of left. And it's like, so he's no different. Lurks in the chat. Hi, Jonah. How you doing? Yes, YouTube is run by morons. We really didn't need to know this, but yeah, this has been. I upgraded my mic. How could that be possible? Maybe. Nope. It's the same headset I've always used. Is it because my audio is up? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just sound better. Maybe it's the room that I'm in. It's more echoey. I don't know. There's a lot more open space here, I think, than where I normally record. Okay, so You know what? I'll share this. Um. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oops. Sorry. I'll share it here first, I think. We'll share it on Comics Division's Discord, and then I'll share it with one of the other ones. With my AU brethren as well. Um, where is it? Where's the promotion one? Oh, there it is. Promotional. Oh, I was already in the promotional. Duh! I'm an idiot. There. At least now, 2 Discord groups know what's going on and where I am. It's messier on YouTube. Content creators are leaving and going to alternatives as we speak. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, to be quite honest with you. It was bound to happen. And here's the thing, I kind of agree with. I watched Steven Crowder's video about kind of the aftermath and what they knew at that current point a few days ago, and he said that, I mean, YouTube is one thing, but this might permeate to other platforms. We already know Twitch is a disaster too in many respects when it comes to like what you can and can't do and can and can't say. And there are other places, BitChute and other places, but to be quite honest, you know, these types of rules and regulations could potentially follow you everywhere else. So I don't really know if there would even be a safe haven for you to be. The funny thing is, I remember I watched Englenteen's video on this. I don't know if I'd say Twitch is dying, but Twitch has a lot of issues too. And it's not like YouTube is dying yet either. I'm not going to be that type of naysayer that says both platforms are dying. They're still as popular as they've ever been, and they're still making money, and they're still content creators making money. The problem is that the rules are incredibly vague, and that's kind of what Englanteen was pointing out in his video, was that all the rules that are happening right now are not, you know, super clear cut. Think about, like, we have other platforms like the ESRB or the rating system for music, the rating system for comics, the rating systems for, well, pick your thing, movies, TV. They all have regulations, and everybody has like a clear set of rules on what they're allowed and what they're not allowed to do. You know, you go to a movie, you know, in a PG-13 movie, they're not going to say probably more than maybe 1 F-bomb, maybe 2, and 2 is pushing it, and they're safe, and it'll still get a PG-13 rating. If they go any more than that, they get an R, and things of that nature. Yeah, their rules are broke. The problem is they're not broken. They're too vague, and no thanks, Joan. I'm good. Hello, Kilo. Hi. We was snick people. I don't know what that means, but okay. Cool. I don't spend enough time on Twitch to know the community that well. I should. And that's, I don't know. It's one of those things where the rules are, the goalpost has been shifted so much on YouTube. It's really hard to understand what the rules are, what things are and aren't allowed. And when YouTube constantly moves the goalpost, or people demand that they move the goalpost, a lot of the other creators are just left in the lurch, flailing wildly, hoping that we can manage to hang on to the ship when it runs through this turbulent storm. It's vague rules aren't good as they can lead to misuse of and favoritism by the mods and owners. Exactly. Yeah. If your rules aren't clear cut and are not clearly distinguished, how is anybody supposed to function on the platform? And since YouTube freely admits that Crowder did nothing wrong, but they're still punishing him anyway, what was the point of saying that he did nothing wrong? Either he broke the rules or he didn't. Make up your mind. Did he break the rules or did he not break the rules? I'd really love to know. But no, we don't get to know anything. Okay, you know what? I'm going to wait, hold on. I don't know if anybody is around or free right now currently, but I want to potentially get some other people in here to chat with and talk about stuff. All right. I don't know. There might be other people. Someone needs to fix this awful shit before it sinks. Yeah. If you gotta go, Tevia, how can you also be free at the same time? You're kind of technically free. I'm $25 an hour. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if there will be. I know I just offered it to some people, but I don't know. Tevia, you're sending mixed signals, man. Anywho, what other stuff has happened? I mean, and here's the thing. So this Carlos Maza guy claimed to be a victim. YouTube is like the Titanic. Yep, yeah, but yeah, it's still managing to stay afloat somehow. We don't know how, but it is. It's still floating. But oh, that's right. One of the things I wanted to point out in particular, um, oh, what was it? Oh, I kind of dropped. You know, no, some people are pointing out what was it? Okay, Joan, if you are free, you can join if you want. Some people, or wait, no, people talked about like when you're demonetized, you're basically in a void, and how you don't get promoted, you don't get recommended, and things of that nature. I've been living that life for a good couple of years now. After the Logan Paul situation, I got demonetized. I was monetized at one point on this channel, and then gone. I'm punished for nothing. I had done nothing wrong. As far as I know, I followed the rules. None of my videos got punished or anything of that nature, aside from copyright claims, which, you know, that means that the companies put ads on the videos, which I don't mind. It is their content. I don't get all pissy and butthurt about it. And Vox is the iceberg. Yes, YouTube is the Titanic. Vox is the iceberg. I've lived in this void of YouTube for a while now, and it's irritating and it's frustrating because, well, actually, I could show you guys. I think I can show you. I can show you my channel, and I can show you just how bad recommended is and how shit it is. You know, hold on a second. Do 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 do. Screen share. Do 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 do. Okay. And there's the infinite void of me. Okay, so here's my channel sitting at 857 currently, which is nice, very appreciated for anybody who subs. And okay, so these are the current uploads for the week, or for the last several weeks, I should say. This was the last video that I did, the toy vlog, which I'm planning on doing more in the future, which is kind of cool. But we're sitting at 46 views for a 30-minute long video. And that's another thing that YouTube says, is like they like longer form content. So if you can retain an audience for a long point of time, that they're all for it. They're golden. In the case of this video, it didn't really have very good retention. But let's kind of try and find the best video that I've made recently. Look at that. This is the video about the One Angry Gamer situation and Final Fantasy VII. We're sitting at 223 views, roughly. No idea of the. I can't really look up watch retention at the moment. Maybe I could, but yeah, there's that. Now let's go down to one of my older videos. Here's one. How about one of my oldest Let's Play videos? Gundam Breaker 3 Episode 1. Do you see the views on this? Keep in mind that I believe when this game came out, I was monetized. And I think I was monetized for a good portion of this game's lifespan when I was playing it. 15K. And it slowly dwindled over the course of time, which is to be expected. But was relatively new at the time. Older games don't tend to do very well. But let's look at my most popular videos. I don't rake in anything like these videos. Probably because I'm not as angry as I used to be. And I don't make a lot of rant-based content like I was at one point. Mainly because I mellowed out and not nearly as pissed off, but all the time. But still, I haven't had the last video that I had that did that well was this one. Was the one about The Last Jedi. That was the last time I had anything resembling this. That's how bad it is. Top 10 anime relationships. Really, Joan? We're going to play that game? We're talking about serious stuff here. How could you? I'm kidding. But yeah, I live in that void. There's a lot of channels that I'm friends with that are monetized, and good for them. Props to them for managing to retain a decent enough audience to earn monetization. And I've been in this void. And imagine if all those content creators get demonetized too, because they don't adhere to YouTube's guidelines or rules. Yeah, we're all pretty screwed. Because the moment all your videos get demonetized or you're prevented from putting ads on, YouTube puts you in a void. They don't put you in recommended. If you want to find these content creators, you got to go dig to find them. Or basically, you have to kind of be like in a friendship with some of them. Like I'm subscribed to a lot of people who I consider friends on YouTube. So you either try and build a community from the ground up, constantly fighting against the algorithm, or you just stay in a void and, die, basically, or your channel gets torpedoed into oblivion. Kind of like what's happened to this channel. Of course, granted, I may have done some of the sabotaging myself. I can admit that, but yeah, it's pretty terrible. Oh boy. What's going on? Well, what are we doing here, Joan? Are we doing a top 10 anime relationship video? Is that really what you want? That actually might get me views and attention if I were to do something of that nature. Top 10 ships or something of that nature. I might net some decent views out of that. I don't know. If you'll hold on a second, I feel nature calling. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I do apologize. Nature called. I didn't have a choice. Okay, so what was I talking about? Uh, Thanks for anybody who's still here, even after me having to go use the restroom. Thank you for that. Uh, what other things kind of irked me about this whole situation? Little bit upset with Boogie, actually, to be quite honest. I like the guy. I think he's a good person, but I think he's looked at the situation through the wrong lens. If he's mad that a late night comedian made jokes and took a few light jabs and maybe a mild slur or two at somebody, then he must hate pretty much every late night talk show host, which I don't know if he does or not, but if he does, if he doesn't, that's a problem, because it's like that's what Crowder's doing, and it's not fair if it's okay for one and not okay for the other. I mean, he did share even screw yous to both of them, but at the same time, I'm a neutral person, and even I don't think that it's fair to demonize Steven Crowder, because in my opinion, he just made jokes. Whether you like the jokes or hate them, or you find them rude in some form or another, they're jokes. Get over it. Be an adult. There are more important things to concern yourself with, like actual violent acts, than someone saying mean words to you on the internet, which happens on a daily basis to pretty much anybody who is on YouTube, especially those who are public figures. That happens like all the damn time. Like, just bar none, it happens to everybody. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe most of my rage for this topic subsided over the week, but I still think that it's bullshit. And funny thing is like every time YouTube tries to fix the problem, they scorch the earth in a sense to fix it, and a bunch of people get caught in the crossfire. I mean, like when the Logan Paul situation happened, the funniest thing that over the years of what I saw is like you tried to prevent. You said that you're rolling this new thing in to prevent bad actors, but here's the thing: bad actors, or at least people who like to, I guess you could say, spread negativity, or they really try to poke the beehive, so to speak, or cause drama. They manage to they get a lot more attention through the algorithm and whatnot, and that's not a joke. It's not me making it up. It's true. I've seen more than my fair share of channels that propagate off of either controversies, drama, or just really negative, a lot of negativity. And it doesn't matter. They just pick a fandom and they attack it. It doesn't matter who it is. And then they get attention. They get views. They get clicks. I mean, I'm negative and critical of certain things, but I don't do it to make profit. I do it because I share my honest viewpoint and opinions about the entire situation. And in some cases, that's what some of them are doing, but also they're profiting off it. So they don't just make one video or they make two videos. No, they make hundreds of videos complaining about one thing or another. It doesn't matter. Like with the current situation with like the Star Wars fan community, whether it's the anime community, whether it's comic books, whatever the case is, look at who the most popular channels are, and for the most part, at least within that particular subset, those channels gain traction because they do the thing that the YouTube algorithm wants them to do, which is, and I'm going to break it down for you guys. There's a few things to make the YouTube algorithm love you. It's pretty simple. One, pick one topic. Sounds easy enough. It could be any topic. Let's use Star Wars for an example. Okay? Pick a topic for any month, week, or just in general for your entire channel. Pick a topic. Let's go Star Wars. Next, what does the algorithm want? It wants retention time. So you make your videos longer. You make them over 10 minutes long, if not longer. Even if the topic or the thing you're discussing takes about 5 minutes, you pad it out for as long as you can, talk about it for as long as you can. Boom. That helps with retention. That helps the algorithm promote it more. What's the next step after those is, okay, I know that there's a thing after that. Oh, yeah. Consistently make videos about it. Don't just make one video and be done with it, or make a few videos sprinkled throughout the weeks. No. Do it daily. Berate the algorithm with Star Wars videos, and then eventually you're going to be in recommended. This is how the algorithm works. So take somebody who's about as interesting as watching paint dry, have them talk about the same topic ad nauseum. Boom. successful channel. Even if they don't bother to do research, even if they don't do a lot of massive work, even if they're about as interesting as watching paint dry, their channel will be monetized. It'll gain traction. There you go. Even it doesn't matter if it's positively formatted or negatively formatted. Either way, they're going to be make a lot of. They're going to get the attention. They're going to get the traction. That's why a channel like mine is slowly dying off and disappearing off of recommendeds and things of that nature because I can't keep up with that type of schedule. Hello? Who do I have here? Oh, hey, Joan. How are you doing?
Damn it.
What, you thought you could sneak up on me?
Maybe.
You failed. Mainly because there was an echo. How are you doing, man?
Good. I mostly figuring out the D&D stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. You were working on a Gundam D&D thing, weren't you? Yeah.
I'm I'm working on 2. One is nearly done. The
Ooh,
Gundam one is already in the works.
sounds awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know how that thing goes. Just keep me posted on it.
I'll try.
If you can, you know. I remember you shared it with me, what was it, on Twitter a while back?
Um like
Or was it on Discord? I can't remember which.
2 days ago on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it does
This
sound like fun. I mean, I've got a bunch of other things I have to do, but it's still cool. I like the idea of having a Gundam tabletop RPG game. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. Don't
this
know.
is
Go ahead.
other than getting off topic of your video,
Uh huh. That's fine.
um this is going to take a long time because there's at least 1,000 mobile suits in the 1-year war.
Well, maybe you should narrow it down to only a select number. I mean, for the campaign and for everything else, maybe you should kind of roll it back a bit.
I'm splitting up between ground force, space, air, and sea.
That's still going to be a lot of work
Exactly.
because you're going to have to do all of the fine tuning of everything. They have to all be put into like damage categories and all this other mathematical stuff and nonsense that most D&D and tabletop games are based on. You'll drive yourself insane, I think, if you do that.
Nah, I mean, I kind of already have a foot in the door in the mech designs and all that, empowering.
Oh, okay.
Mostly due to the fact that I kind of work on my own mech designs and all that, and
Yeah.
stats.
Oh, yeah.
It, yeah,
I
it might
guess it
not be
makes
too
sense.
hard. The hard part is actually looking for all the variants of just one suit, like the Zaku 2. You
Yeah.
have Zaku A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, elemental P, Q, R, S. Then you have the JZ, J2,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
What is it,
So
puppy? What is it, puppers? Yep. House sitting and watching doggos. And one of them doesn't like to be away from me for too long. Aw. Nice sweet girl. Anyway. Yes, you want something? What? Oh, you're trouble. So, what should we talk about now? I'm kind of done with the Vox thing, unless you have anything that you want to add to it.
other than the standard, it's BS.
Yeah.
No.
Other than it's all BS and bullshit, and YouTube, no matter what YouTube was going to do, they were going to piss somebody off. Although they decided to make it even worse. Yeah. Okay, so I did have some other stuff that I kind of wanted to discuss and talk about. So we're not here just solely to, bash this whole Vox apocalypse bullshit. The other
2.0.
what?
Nothing.
Hi, Hildy. Now the other dog, one of the other dogs has joined. Hi, troublemakers. You're all nuisances and a pain in my side.
Hey, Peter's at it once again.
PETA's at what? Doing what?
At it. Let me. I actually have to look for it now. God damn it.
Hold on. I didn't even realize you had asked if I had set the wrong link. I'm like, no, I'm pretty positive I didn't. What is it? Let's see, PETA. I'm sure that this will be fun. What has PETA done? What has PETA done? Can you inform me, Joan? What did they do?
I am. Give me a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to switch accounts just so I can grab.
Oh boy.
Okay, so oh, so how about you, Ward? I can't word.
You can't word?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to speak English, but I can't speak English. I can't word good.
Okay,
Well,
so let's.
What?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yep.
Okay. What has PETA done?
I'll just send it to you.
Oh, okay. That might work.
Oh boy.
Oh, joy of joys! I'm sure it'll be a hoot and a half. That much I am pretty much betting on because PETA is always fun for a laugh or two or a couple
Okay,
thousand.
check your Twitter.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I can kind of see where this is going. Love the new Pokemon Wooloo. They have a special message for all their future trainers Pokemon. I am not your Wooloo. Oh my god. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm going to share this because one, it's hilarious. Two, these people are retarded. But still, this is what we have. We have PETA talking about Wooloo. Couple of things, PETA. One, this is not a real animal. Okay? Also, you don't own the image, though I do love that you put your watermarks. You have your watermark, like, right here, while at the same time the watermark for the Pokemon Company is right here. What the hell? It's like, everybody knows this doesn't belong to you. So, Nintendo could, claim this shit. or call you out on it if they want to, but they probably won't because they don't give a shit about you anyway. They make money off of Pokemon. They're not going to stop making Pokemon games. Also, what's wrong with making sweaters out of wool? May I ask?
I think they're saying do not skin Wooloo to make your sweater.
That's not what you do with a sheep. You don't skin it, you shear it, which is actually something that you're supposed to do.
Wait, you mean PETA actually skins their sheeps?
No, I was talking about actual sheep. What you don't skin a sheep unless
I know.
you're killing it. You just shear it and you just cut the wool off. The wool grows back. It's not like it's an inhumane thing to do. My mom lived on a sheep farm basically. She used to do that type of stuff for a living. And so did her father, my grandpa, and most of his family. They raised sheep. You shear them during summer or before summer, and then you make wool or yarn or other assorted things that are necessary to keep yourself warm at night. It doesn't hurt the animal at all, unless the people who are doing it are highly abusive people and terrible human beings. Which, for the most part, as far as I know, normally it's one of the more kinder things to do to an animal is shear it. It's far better than, killing it and taking its pelt and making leather or something out of it. At least the animal isn't dying and is a constant resource that you can keep on using. And you know what? If I was a Pokemon trainer, I would shear my Wooloo. Oh. You okay?
That's my sister.
Oh, is she okay? Is she sick?
No, she might have actually started vomiting.
Oh no, that's terrible.
She ran into the bathroom.
I hope she's okay.
Most likely.
But oh, oops. But yep, this is stupid. I wonder what the comments have to say. Replying to PETA, help me, I'm being held hostage. I had to. Shut the F up, corporation. Wait, did I just start a meme? Here's the template. Shut the F up, turf. Let people be who they are. How many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man? that is oh god, what's this? Dogs and cats killed by PETA. Glorious! It's perfect. Perfect. And I bet you 10-1 if, since Wooloo is a sheep, and I'm betting 10-1 if they were to rescue sheep or cows or anything else, they'd just kill them themselves or let them loose in the wild. And guess what? They'd all be destroyed and eaten. You would have caused the extinction of a species. Because that's the thing people probably don't understand. Sheep are incredibly loyal to humans, and they're not bred to be wild. Just the same as like pretty much any domesticated farm animal. They would not survive in the wild very easily. Most of them die.
We rescued this domestic cat. Now we're sending it loose in Africa. Have fun.
PETA kills 81% of the animals that are that are brought to their shelters. Yeah, that's something that people should now understand. Go ahead and put this on since your ass want to be fucking goofy. My wool grows back, you dumb cunt.
You just said a specific word that demonetizes you.
does it even really freaking matter at this point? I'm not even monetized, so it doesn't even matter at this point. Does it even matter? Even if I did have the means to monetize, I'm betting 10-1 that all my videos would get demonetized anyway. Party Rock is in the house. See you tonight. People are just having fun with this. Every day I'm shuffling. F off. Stop using games we like to push your agenda, you effing asshole. I won't hesitate. Pokemon fans, people who know anything about sheep, dragging PETA's ass. Yeah, goddamn. Meme above. Shadow the Hedgehog pisses on my effing wife. Okay. This is kind of funny. Yep, Shadow's not pleased. And are we dropping actual knowledge? Let's see. An extremely fluffy body, a white fur that covers their bodies, grows throughout their lives, and it will fully grow back in 3 months, even if the wooloo has been completely shorn. The fur is used for clothing and carpets and the like, and it is very popular as a specialty product of the Galar region. Just drop that Pokemon facts.
Yeah.
Will grow back in 3 months. That's the biggest point that you should emphasize. It grows back in 3 months. Just like with, if I remember correctly, that's the cycle for normal sheep. It comes back in 3 months. You are so effing unbelievably effing stupid. Shearing is good for us, you dumb effing C word. Who am I kidding? Cunt. What wool evolves into if you take proper care of it versus what it evolves into when you don't shear it. Yeah, this is another point. It's good for the sheep. Look what happens when you don't take care of your sheep. This is what happens. Jesus Christ. No, PETA, you don't know a damn thing. Okay, that one made me laugh. Guys, how do I rotate text? Well, that's really quite simple, sir. You just kind of use the tool that normally happens after you're done typing and you rotate. Not really. Aww. It's probably what it looks like when it's completely shared. Jesus. Sheep have to be sheared. They don't shed like most animals do. Shearing does not hurt them at all. They enjoy it. They can overheat and die of heat stroke if you don't shear them. Please look up Shirk the Sheep for the love of God. Yeah. Well, that was a good, fun waste of our time, wasn't it? That got me to chuckle and laugh.
Yep. Oh, have you seen Victory Gundam?
No, not entirely yet. Why?
You know how essentially all the mobile suits get shut down easily?
Yeah, I remember.
I think that's because they have far too powerful beam rifles that outdo the armor they have.
That could be the case. Yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense considering that the beam weapons kept getting stronger and stronger over the course of the Universal Century. The stronger they become, the more likely they are to just rip right through mobile suit armor.
Yep.
Probably why the Victory Gundam deployed things like, I don't know, like a beam shield.
It deployed the beam shield, and later with its buster form, a larger V shield. It's a beam shield shaped in a V.
Yeah. That would probably make a lot of sense. I get. I think I lost my entire audience. I think me and you are the only ones here. Gee, thanks guys for sticking around.
I think they were only here for the rant.
They that could be. I don't know. I'm gonna share on Twitter again. Just
Oh yeah.
oh I can't send it twice. Well shit. Never mind. Anyway, it's okay. I don't mind.
Yeah.
There was some other stuff because E3 started, and actually
Right.
actually more importantly, since we were talking about PETA and Wooloo, which was kind of funny and hilarious.
Yep.
Pokemon Sword and Shield had its Nintendo Direct what was it, earlier this week?
I
Or
think
was
it
it?
was yesterday.
No, they had it a few days ago. They had it earlier in the week, like I think on
Yeah.
Tuesday or Wednesday when it came out. Game's
Have you?
looking really good.
Yeah. Have you seen the art that came out of it?
Oh, you mean the loot art and whatnot? I try to avoid that for the most part. No offense to all the talented artists and whatnot, but yeah.
Do you know what I found really hilarious?
What's that?
The moment it ended, there was already loot art everywhere.
Yeah, that happened within hours. It didn't take long. Of course, with the internet, does it really take all that long?
True.
I mean, what Godzilla King of the Monsters comes out, they had to turn Godzilla into a sexy girl. They had to
I
gajinkify it the moment that the movie came out.
I think it's confirmed that this Godzilla is a female.
Are we sure of that? Because the last American Godzilla was female from the 90s
Ah,
or early 2000s, I should say. Because that one was
yeah,
female. Because it gave
yeah.
birth to babies. But no,
Oh,
I don't know. They didn't specify Godzilla's gender in the first movie, so I don't know if it's female or not. Quite honestly, if it's to follow like the original canon and whatnot, I would assume that it would be male. Because you
well,
normally don't say Godzilla King of Monsters. It's normally reserved for a male, not really female. Otherwise, it would be
well,
Godzilla, Queen of the Monsters, which
well.
I wouldn't be opposed to because at least the title would be different. Would be interesting. It's like, oh, hey, look, it's a female Godzilla. Wait, no, next movie, I got it. Perfect title: Godzilla, King and Queen of the Monsters. There's another Godzilla. And then we get to understand the breeding habits of Godzillas. It'll be like a documentary from National Geographic. Here we see the male Godzilla mounting the female.
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing as like teasers for a future Godzilla installment.
Yep, and then we can have Godzuki. That would be silly and ridiculous, but I wouldn't be opposed to that either. That'd be kind of funny. It's like female and male Godzilla make baby. We get Godzuki. And then we could get to really goofy. Maybe the movies will go from dark and serious to goofy and campy.
Yeah, like the
Just like what?
original.
Yep, just like the original. Why the heck not? Let's do it.
No, but you wanna know what I can't wait for?
What's that?
The outrage mob saying, "Ree, why did you make it campy? Ree, we want the original. Ree."
The originals are kind of campy. Well, at least they eventually became really campy, and they didn't take
I,
themselves seriously.
I mean, it started as a dark, serious threat, but as it progressed, it lightened up because they kind of showed the
Yeah,
the symbiotic relationship between Godzilla and humans.
yeah. The one thing that's kind of funny about Godzilla, people are like, people always make fun of the fact that the old Godzilla movies look bad because of the rubber suits and whatnot. It's like, yeah, but the new Godzilla isn't real either. He's a CGI monster. It's not like it's any different. They're both pretty much just as equally fake to me. I noticed that, and I was like, or I watched Cinemassacre's video on 2014, and I was like, you know what? He's absolutely right. It doesn't matter. One way or another, the monster's fake anyway, so why would we be upset if one is made of a rubber suit and the other one is, completely normal? Or, well, it's made of CG. Hi, Dalton. How you doing, man? You want to hop in and say hello to the wonderful people of YouTube? By the way, I still have not gone to see Godzilla King of the Monsters. I hope it'll still be in my theater this week so I can go and watch it.
I have not seen it. The person I'm also dating is a big Godzilla fan, and she really enjoyed it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of trying to get like figure arts for her, like to ship it over to her.
That would be cool.
Yeah, as like a surprise gift.
That would be a very nice gift. If she's into kaijus and Godzilla and whatnot, why not? That's what I would do. Although SH Monster Arts are pretty pricey, but hey, you got the money for it. And hello to Eclectic too. Nice to see you. How you doing? Oh yeah, sure, Dalton. I'll drop the link, and then you can jump in whenever you want to, man. Because I mean, it took Joan here a couple minutes to jump in too. Although he did say that there was something wrong with the link for some reason. I don't know what happened there.
It was the app. I'm using my phone.
Yeah, both you and Dalton do the same thing. You guys both use your phones, which is fine. It works.
Also, to make it fair, I also had it on split screen so I can know exactly when you got back, so I can surprise you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
yeah, it's okay. It's cool. But yeah, you know what? We could kind of talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield. Maybe that might be fun to do.
Oh, I got a few memes for that. I'll just send them.
I just saw what you posted. On in the Twitter DMs. Can't hear, can't talk, can't, cunt. I should probably share that one with the audience because that's actually pretty goddamn hilarious. Where's the screen share? There it is. I'm going to use screen share again because it is a beautiful thing. There we go. We'll highlight there and voila! Enjoy the meme. It's a beautiful meme. Thank you. Aqua, simply just can't. Talk about a useless goddess. And also, yes to the final one. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, that person is terrible.
I have not seen Goblin Slayer. Do not shame me. Do not shun me.
That's not Goblin Slayer. That's Rising of the Shield Hero.
I have not seen that one either.
I'm not going to shame you for it, but I would recommend going to watch both of those. when you have an opportunity to check them out, I would highly recommend it. I mean, me personally, I like Goblin Slayer, but I love Rising of the Shield Hero way more. So, if that's any indication, I would probably say that Rising of the Shield Hero is my favorite isekai that I've ever watched, of the modern day at least. There's some older ones that are pretty good, but
oh wait, you wanna know what's my favorite Pokemon?
What's that?
Gardevoir.
Of course, it's Gardevoir.
And this one makes it even better.
Hold on a second. I need to deal with.
All right. Let me see. Where is the memes? I have way too many picks.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Sorry.
Bark, 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 bark.
Yeah, the dogs I'm watching. They saw somebody and yeah, they kind of freaked out. I just finished watching some stuff, so I have a bunch of feeling right now, raging from righteous anger to happiness. A bit vague, eclectic, but good for you, man. Good for you. Glad you're full of all sorts of different feelings and emotions that you don't know how to respond to. Good on you. Okay, so what were we gonna talk about? Pokemon Sword and Shield, I think was the topic that we were going to talk about. Um, maybe I should actually bring up Pokemon Sword and Shield. Or at the very least, I should type in this Pokemon. Pokemon Sword and Shield and see some of the new new images. And we'll go over our thoughts on some of the stuff. That sounds like a good idea. Don't you think so?
Yep.
I mean, I guess it depends on how much of a fan of Pokemon you are, but I like Pokemon, so.
I'm moderate, so.
Yeah. I mean, I like Pokemon. I'm not as big a fan as I used to be, but I still think that it's pretty good.
I'm trying to
People have
look for.
been making. Huh?
I was gonna say I'm trying to look for the memes I thought I saved, and it looks like I didn't.
Uh-oh. No, not the memes. We need the memes. People have been making a lot of art of the sheep. Yes, this is very true. Yes, they have.
I am now tempted to send that in your DMs so you can share it.
Please don't. Please refrain from anything that would be naughty or inappropriate. Please and thank you.
Don't worry, she's just saving.
Especially with the current state of YouTube.
Yes.
Segue.
Yeah, segue into what I already talked about. But if you want to give your thoughts on the current situation with it, please feel free to do so, Dalton. I will give you the floor to do that.
Okay, so surprising exactly no one, this is absolute cancer. Because
well, so is Peter,
censorship is just it's cancer. It's always cancer. And the complete bullshit way it came about this time is also cancer.
Yeah.
Not that I'm particularly surprised, but I reserve the right to yell at YouTube because I can. For now.
Can we yell at Vox equally too? Because they're the ones who are using the pressure.
So yeah, Mr. Gay Wonk there. That the funniest thing to me was the fact that he was then surprised that after he opened up the veritable Pandora's box that is YouTube censoring shit, that people he liked fell victim of it, which says to me that essentially what's going on in his brain is those people are invalid humans, therefore they're necessarily censorable. But that doesn't apply to us valid humans. How dare you?
Well,
wait, talking about the Nazis?
no, I don't think he's referring to Nazis.
No, I'm referring to the neo-aristocratic attitude of certain Vox contributors.
What's the difference?
Okay, as far as I can tell, the main philosophical difference is Nazis wanted to engage in identitarian-based socialistic policies within the confines of the borders of Germany and things that would qualify as German territories, and the Vox variety of socialism tends to want to be globalized. So the main difference is Nazis at least acknowledge the necessary, existence of borders, and these people don't, basically.
Interesting.
It was kind of a joke, but
well, that's what you get sometimes with Dalton. Sometimes he takes it.
You ask a silly question and you get a silly answer, my friend.
Well, I don't know if I would call that.
That was more informative than silly.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what Dalton's thing is. It might be a silly answer, but he does so in such an informative way that's like, oh, I actually learned something.
Well, I mean, just because a question is phrased in the form of like sarcasm or a joke doesn't mean that there isn't necessarily an answer to it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't like sarcastically tell the answer, but also still be informative at the same time.
Yeah, because like there is this notion, and this is one of the things that annoys me about a lot of people. There is this notion that certain things are so absurd we don't need to pay attention to them. And in my experience, no, it's the absurd things that don't make sense are in fact the things you need to work extra hard to make sense of. If something doesn't make sense, you should try harder to make sense of it rather than just writing it off entirely.
What? No, that's stupid. You're an idiot. Shun, go away. You're an idiot. Go away. No one wants you here.
No. Well, I don't know.
I will not be silenced. Unless that puts me, in which case I have no option but to be silent. But also, fuck you if you do that.
I think that's kind of interesting the way that you phrase that, Dalton. I don't know. I mean, I work hard to explain some things, but then of course there are just like really bad movies or TV shows and whatnot. It's like it's harder to explain it. When you can't understand it.
But again, in my at least occasionally very spurgy mindset, the things that don't make intuitive sense are the things you have to try extra hard to make sense of.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like with the example you just gave of something being just a bad movie or a bad TV show, if you don't understand why it's bad, how are you going to avoid something being bad in the same way in the future? But if you take the time to understand why something is bad...
I think I was thinking more along the sense of like a narrative format. Not just like, oh, it's poorly shot, poorly scripted, things of that. It's like a narrative where it doesn't feel like anything is cohesive or well planned out, or it's a jumbled mess of different ideas.
Well, but even then, you can explain that by virtue of the fact of the people that made it weren't weren't being sensible and
Yeah.
criticize them on that category.
Okay,
Basically.
that's a good.
Yeah, that's more of the case of bad writing, but
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
what you're trying to say. It's there are points where you just know something is really bad, but you can't explain why. Is it the
Yeah.
writing, the acting, the scenes,
All of the
how
above
they got
is
there, or
often the answer.
what?
Like with
Yeah.
Dark Phoenix. Also segue.
I haven't watched that movie, and I probably won't. The only movie I'm interested in seeing right now is Godzilla: King of the Monsters. So
And my word, are you in for a ride with that one? Oh boy.
I believe it. So
Oh, God damn it! I don't think I saved that Godzilla meme.
darn it, save the memes. We're on a campaign to save Jones' spicy memes and hot takes. Oh wait, you know what? We didn't share what. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I sent you 2 more pics: the Gardevoir one and a meme.
Are they safe for work?
Sure.
They better be. If they're not, I'm gonna punch you. Not even
Through
Rule
the-
34 is
Through
safe.
the internet, he's going to punch you. Beware. Like
Didn't
the
you know I
box.
had?
Beware.
Oh, that's actually really cool. Look at that. A Gardevoir mech. That is awesome.
Oh, by the way, word of advice: you should probably white box yourself when you're sharing.
I was doing that before, and now I'm not because I am white box. What are you talking about?
Oh,
I'm white box currently, so everybody can see it, or they should be able to. This,
sorry, I'm not on your page right now, so I
yeah. Neither you or Dalton, you're on mobile devices, so you can't see.
Well,
But,
no, I'm in the Hangouts app, so I can actually see what you're presenting.
Oh, you can't see it at all? Oh.
I could.
No, I can. That's what I was saying. I can see things
Oh, okay. Never
by
mind.
virtue of being in the Hangouts app. He just wasn't in the Hangouts app when he was saying that.
Yeah. But yeah, this Gardevoir mech is pretty cool. I like that.
It's a really cool drawing.
Yeah. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Oh no, now I have to find that tweet again. Wait, no.
I actually should pay somebody to illustrate me a like avatar for my channel, but that's
Deal.
that's the problem there is right now money might as well be a mythical substance for me. So yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Here, Dalton, this is relevant to Pokemon or to the Pokemon stuff that we'll probably be discussing. But PETA decided to chime in with the new Pokemon called Wooloo, which is a sheep.
Oh dear.
Uh,
PETA thinks it can be creative. Oh no. We're doomed.
Oh no. And the meme, oh, it's so spicy. I'm not your Wooloo sweater. And then people just proceeded to take their format and meme the hell out of them. Help me, I'm being held hostage. These are still funny, by the way.
I mean, it's not wrong, is it?
No, the Wooloo is not wrong. Shut the F up, corporation. Someone has a template. Please feel free to use it. Let people be who they are. How many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man? Oh, this one was probably one of my favorites. The dogs and cats killed by PETA. That was just
Okay. That's kind of sad next to that very, very cute like image of a quasi Pokemon. Which actually I wouldn't mind Wooloo as a Pokemon. I think it's cute and
it is
looks like it could be actually a Pokemon. My issue is more that PETA really should not be throwing stones from inside the glass castle that they're currently existing in.
Well, Wooloo is a new Pokemon though.
Oh, okay. So like PETA didn't make it up.
They didn't do it just for random shits and giggles. No, they did it because look, love the new Pokemon Wooloo. they have a special message for all their future trainers, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay.
They're getting
And-
involved with Pokemon again.
And so we get the meme. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
As a general rule, corporations other than like Pokemon and the people behind Pokemon and Nintendo really should not be using the geek culture memes. Just no, this kind of reminds me of when Hillary Clinton was campaigning in 2016, and she said, "I don't know how to get millennials to Pokemon Go to the polls."
Yeah.
And then we all just collectively sighed.
You mean cringe?
Yep. And
Wonderful.
then the funny thing is that people
Bad
are
pun.
using information for the Pokemon highlighted for everybody from the Pokedex entries for the game. And it points out it fully grows back in 3 months, even after the wool has been completely sheared off. It's like a normal sheep.
Yeah, because it does like no one is killing sheep for the sake of wool, guys.
PETA
Yeah,
is.
They may be killing sheep because lamb tastes good, but that's a whole nother barrel of
Oh yeah,
kettles of
this
chaos
one
there.
got me to giggle. Shearing is good for us, you dumb effing cunt. I don't know why, but
Also not wrong.
yeah, actually, someone pointed out this actually with real sheep. What wool evolves into if you take proper care of it versus what happens if you don't. This is what happens when you don't. The
Mhm.
animal will live a miserable life.
It looks
Yep.
like a giant dust ball.
I know, it's terrible.
Yep. It's kind
This
of
is this
horrifying.
this would be considered animal cruelty. This right here.
Yep.
Because
Put it
someone
out of
didn't
its
take proper
misery.
care. This is what a
And-
sheep should look like.
And to be fair, a lot of that is our fault because of the selective breeding we did to domesticate it in the first place.
Yeah.
But that genie has already been let out of the figurative bottle there, so we
PETA
kind of just
at
have
it
to
again.
we kind of just have to take responsibility for our actions at this point. We
Yeah.
can't undo several thousand years of selective breeding and natural selection.
Yeah. I mean, there are still breeds of wild goats and sheep out there in the world, too, so.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Anyway, aside from making fun of and mocking PETA yet again, because that's always fun to do, let's actually discuss some of the stuff that we now know for Pokemon Sword and Shield.
A dog has a shield collar that makes its neck look like a giraffe.
The new legendary Pokemon, yeah. Well, what are their names? Does anybody remember them?
I don't know.
I forgot.
I
The
didn't
only
realize they were going to introduce new legendaries this time. I'm out of the
No, I do have one of. I have to scroll all the way through. God damn it.
but we got
Side
Shield.
note, did either of you guys see Detective Pikachu? While
No.
we're on the
Yes.
topic of Pokemon?
I didn't get to see it.
I saw it.
I thought it was awesome.
It was.
I want a Pokemon cinematic universe now.
Hey, why not?
I feel like the Detective Pikachu takes place years after the anime and games end.
That could be.
I think in terms of like the timeline, you may be right, or it might take place before the anime starts.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. I do know that it does. They did actually define where it takes place timeline wise, but I forget now.
But aside from not being able to remember this Pokemon's name because I forgot to double check, we have we have a wolf with a sword and a wolf with a shield. Basically.
In other words, they did Nightwolf the favor of creating his next avatar.
Potentially. Yes, maybe. I don't know. If this or it will be my faithful steed. I don't know. Either way, I can't go wrong with the legendary. Both of them are dogs or wolves or whatever you want to call them. Everyone's calling them a dog, but I'm gonna go with wolf.
Wait,
Yeah, they look more wolf-like to me.
Yeah.
They look considerably more wild than your average doggo.
Oh, yeah. Which one do you guys think looks better?
the sword.
Okay. Dalton?
Let's see. Let's see this, and we will check. I like the one on the right best.
You like the shield?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like both of them. I think I lean more heavily towards the sword one, but part of me wants to pick up shield for one sole purpose, so that I can name it Naofumi from Rising of the Shield Hero.
Okay. I just got a link from Eglantine. He's the judge for Thunderdome, so I'm gonna hop out and hop over there.
Okay.
My presence on live streams is apparently very much in demand today. I will be back if you guys are still streaming when we're done, though.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
That's
Bye.
fine. I don't know how long we'll go, but yeah. Feel free to hop back on if we're still on. Eclectic, you're picking the shield? Yeah, I may pick him too. Although I think that's going to be the popular trend, and a lot of people are going to do that, and then they're going to call it Naofumi. But I don't really care.
You better be there with your latest Nintendo device to open the game and catch that legendary to name it Alfumi. You better be the first.
It's either that or I pick up the sword one and name him after the sword hero from the show too. I could do that. Although it would be far more appropriate if he was the spear hero and then I could name him after the idiot spear hero. That would have been far more funny. And then we could have both. We'd have Naofumi and I think his name is Matayoshi. And then they could just clash over against one another. And then the meme would be perfect. I haven't really. What? Go ahead.
No, continue. I'll say mine after.
Okay. Well, what I was going to say is I haven't really decided what Pokemon starter I like the best yet. Probably because I don't know what their other forms look like, but I don't know. What? Something funny happened?
No, it's just that my brother was talking about that earlier, and he's actually happy that for the first time in a long time they didn't reveal the evolutions of the starters.
Well, I'm sure that'll come eventually, but
yeah, I'll much rather it come like a week after, because everyone's gonna be grinding away to get the evolution. Like Nintendo just reveal it as soon as you just picked your Pokemon, so you're forced to either restart or continue, depending if you chose right.
Yeah, that might be funny. I think that for me, I don't know. Out of the three, what are their names? Score. I know Score Bunny. It's the one that's name I remember. What are their names? God damn it. Hold on. Starters. That might help. Okay. Groki, Score Bunny, and Sobel. That's their names. There we go.
For some reason, I think Groki will turn into like a sage monkey.
Well, he is a grass type, and I kind of think you might be right. He might turn into a wise old sage type monkey.
And
Maybe.
Scorbunny would probably be the sexy one. You know that will happen.
Probably. Although they're probably all male, or most starters are normally dominated by male species, but there are female versions, but still.
Mm,
It would be interesting if for one of the first times in Pokemon the male gender wasn't the most dominant one for the starters. And
a
then
wise old stage monkey, that's a female.
that would be interesting now that I think about it. I don't know.
I'm
It's one of those things where, of course, I think I understand why they do it. I don't really know. It might have something to do with breeding, but
I,
most of them end up being male when you breed. So I don't know. The ratio is weird. It always has been for starters.
uh, personally, I'll go with Scorbunny. It has
Yeah.
a slightly more interesting design than the other two.
Huh. Yeah,
Um,
Squirt Bunny looks interesting, though I do feel like we're getting another firefighting type again.
same.
It's like we started deviating from the last game. It wasn't firefighting anymore when we played X and Y. Instead, it's fire psychic. At least we got something different. I can't remember. What was it
Imagine
for?
this one had
Oh wait, yeah,
three.
yeah, and in Pokemon Sun and Moon it was different too because uh what was its name? The cat. I forgot its name. Litten. Litten is its name. It turns instead of a fire fighting type, it ended up being a fire dark type, which is different. Even though
Imagine
it's
Scorbunny. Sorry.
oh, go ahead.
Imagine Scorbunny has three instead of two.
What 3 evolutions?
No, three types: fire, fighting, and um randomly fairy. Because why not?
That'd be interesting, but I don't know of any Pokemon that have 3 different typings all at once. Anyway, um, if I had to pick between these three, I think Grookey and Scorbunny are cool, but I think I'm gonna go with Sobel. I don't know why, but one, I've always been a fan of reptiles. Despite my name being Night Wolf, I do like reptiles quite a bit. So I think I'm gonna go with the reptile again, which is what I've done multiple times while playing through Pokemon games. A lot of the times I end up picking the reptile. Uh, yep, because in Gen 1 I picked Charizard. That's a lizard. Although Squirtle and Bulbasaur are also reptilian in nature. And second generation I picked Cyndaquil, but I've picked mammals before, but I think I'm gonna pick Sobel. They all look cute, but Sobel looks the most interesting to me. I mean, his shocked expression right now, like I don't know, it's selling me for some reason. He's like, I have seen some shit.
Oh wait, I do have the meme of it.
Oh,
I do have a,
you found your memes?
yep, I found them. I had to scroll down.
Oh. Ho hum peanuts. Um, go back to regular Pokemon Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield. And they did show us like, what is it, 4 new Pokemon, which is kind of cool. Sobel seems to be the favorite of this new generation. I kind of noticed that too. I don't know. I don't know why there are so many people. It might be because they're rooting for the underdog. Because last generation it was Rowlet that I think was the fan favorite for the most part. Everybody wanted to play with Rowlet. And I'm not trying to follow the trend. I just like reptiles. So I always pick reptiles. When they give me a reptile option in most Pokemon games, I pick the reptile. That was the case for Generation 5, that's for sure. Because when Black and White came out, I picked Snivy. I did not pick, what was it, Oshawott? Or the pig. I didn't pick either of them. I picked Snivy. Huh?
The pig is Tempig.
Tempig, yeah. Rowlet had the benefit of being really cute and endearing. Yeah, he did have that advantage. He was the cutest out of all of them. Although Litten and the other one, the seal, was also kind of cute. One downside was that they showed their evolved forms, so you knew what they were going to turn into really, really quickly. And that kind of made my decision for me, because I was like, I like Rowlet's evolution line and Litten's evolution line more than the Poplio. That's its name, Poplio. But what do we think of the other Pokemon? Because we've already seen Wooloo, which is adorable. And I want to catch one. I'm curious to see what it might turn into. Because we've had sheep Pokemon before, or goat type Pokemon before. I'm kind of curious.
I like the Raven and Wooloo.
Huh? The Raven?
Yeah, Raven and Wooloo.
The Corvite? Yeah. I like the bird. The bird is awesome looking. It's very dark and menacing, and it's like that feels a little bit out of place for some reason, but at the same time it looks amazing and I want one. I'm forgetting this tortoise's name. Yeah, I can't remember its name. I like it though. I want one because I kind of want to see what typing it is, because I don't think they explained what the typing was for most of these. Well, except for probably the two obvious one. One's a grass type and one is a flying type, probably. But at the same time, I'm curious if this tortoise is a water type.
I think the flying one is a flying dark because,
He's black because he's black, isn't it?
no, it's a Raven.
True. Although it is wearing metal armor. I have a feeling it might end up being a steel type. Maybe dark steel? I mean, yeah, it can fly, but I mean, Charizard can fly and he looks like a dragon, but he's not dragon type, so.
Not until he mega evolves.
Yeah, and only in one type variation. You need to have the X one. Otherwise, in Y, he's with the same form. This tortoise Pokemon, though, maybe it's a rock type.
Water rock?
Potentially, or water ground? Because I'm looking at its shell now. At first, I was like, maybe it's a water type. But when you look at its shell and you're looking at all these hard, like the hard carapace parts and like the fin on the head, it looks jagged like a rock.
That means he'll have type advantage as well.
If he's a rock type, it would mean he would be resistant to some extent. Wait, no. If he was water and rock, he would not be resistant to electricity. I don't think.
Maybe to a small degree, but not completely.
Yeah, probably not. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of water type Pokemon that are also ground type, and they're immune to electricity entirely. They don't get hit by it at all. Like Seismitoad and from Generation 5 and Quagsire, Marshtomp. They don't get affected by electricity because they're water types or because they have ground in them. But I don't know if that's the same element for rock because I think ground is the only one that's immune to electricity. I could be mistaken though too. But who knows? Maybe the tortoise is pure ground, pure rock, or anything of that nature. I'm only assuming he's water because it's a turtle. But it's obvious that this is a tortoise and also something that doesn't spend a lot of time in the water. So there's also a strong possibility it has no water typing at all because it's not shown near a swamp or anything. It's shown when they were showing it in game, it was in the plains. So
it's a desert type.
Huh?
A desert type.
No, he was in grassland. He wasn't in a desert. Although they did show like a Steelix in the desert. I would probably have to. I'm just kind of guessing. Who knows? Maybe someone already has leaked the information and now they know what typing all of them are. Wooloo, I don't know. Wooloo is so basic and simple. It's hard to tell if it has any typing in it at all. If I had to hazard a guess, I'm guessing this is a normal type. Because I see no differentiating features that make it look like it's anything more than that. Because at least with the flower, the tortoise, and the bird, we can kind of tell what they're going for. This one is like, I'm just a sheep. Because we had Mareep, and Mareep at least kind of gave off the impression that it was electric because it had, the little differences, like the little light bulb at the end of its tail, the little tiny antennas. It was colored yellow. Kind of gave you a hint as to what its typing was. But this,
I've seen what?
You say something, Joan?
Oh no, I was saying that I've seen someone say that that Wooloo might be another pre-evolution to Pokemon. Like it could be a pre-evolution to Mareep.
It could be.
Like if you give it a Thunderstone, it turns into Mareep.
I guess that would be a slight possibility, but they don't really look very similar. I mean, aside from body build, they don't look the same to me. There's nothing, because even the pre-evolutions, like all of the baby Pokemon, they give off hints of what their counterparts look like. Like Bonsly looks like a seedling or a young version of Sudowoodo. Pichu looks like a baby Pikachu. This one does not really give the vibe of it being related to Mareep in any way.
To be fair, Mareep looks like it's a domestic man-made bred Pokemon, specifically designed for electric use.
Maybe.
I mean, if you look at it, it looks like it has more man-made stuff on it when it evolves or when you see it.
I wouldn't say it's man-made. It's organic.
Yeah, but I mean,
man-made Pokemon are normally not organic in nature. A lot of them are machine or unnatural. The closest thing to one looking like a natural living creature is Mewtwo, but he's a genetic monstrosity too. He looks unnatural.
I was mostly talking about its appearance. Like if you give it, because it might not have been it might have just been a normal type, and then if you give it this stone, it evolves into this version.
Yeah. I mean, it is still a possibility. I wouldn't entirely rule it out, but I don't know. When I look at this thing, I don't see anything that makes it real. Aside from it maybe being a similar species type, I don't see it relating to Mareep very much. And also, most Pokemon. Hey, I heard growling. Better not. Um, Normally, most Pokemon who are related, their names are similar in nature to some. Well, no, that's not true. Never mind. I guess Wooloo could be pre-evolution of Mareep. But personally, I just want it to just be a new Pokemon. Completely separate from Mareep. I want to see what they could do with it. And what it might turn into. Mainly because I liked Mareep in Gen 2, and I like Ampharos. So, there is that. What other stuff is there to talk about? Well, we saw an image of some of the trainers that you'll be fighting. And this one's the one that's the weirdest to look at.
That's the fan favorite so far in memes.
Yep, the meme favorite. Well,
Yep.
let's call him the meme favorite.
But the fan favorite is the professor.
What, the old lady?
Or was it I think it's a professor or gym leader. The one that
Oh, the girl?
Yeah.
The young girl? That's the professor's assistant.
That's the
It's
fan
his-
favorite.
Yeah, she is. No argument there. I can see why. This guy is funny looking. I don't know what the designers were thinking, but also at the same time, it's kind of weirdly interesting. I kind of like when they try and make excuse me, some odd designs and whatnot. I don't know why, but this is funny looking. I think that the Pokemon Company probably knew that this character was going to become a joke in some form or another. So maybe they did this on purpose so that people would make memes out of it to get more people interested in the game. If that is the case, it worked. Oh yeah, there's this situation that's been going on, the Dynamaxing. Let's turn our Pokemon into kaiju.
Oh, have you seen? No. Look up the Whale Lord one.
Oh, I've seen those memes. Those are hilarious. Those are the best. It's like Dynamaxing Whale Lord, world destruction.
By the way, they Dynamax the professor's assistant.
Oh, they Dynamax the professor's assistant. Of course they did. Of freaking course they did.
Thank you, Discord.
Thank you, Internet. He has a muscular build, but has a baby face. It's contradictory, however complimentary. Yeah, I don't know how they managed to do that, but yeah, I think the Dynamaxing thing is interesting. Of course, every Pokemon game has to have a new battle gimmick or mechanic. The one thing that I think is interesting is the raid idea. That's
Raid?
Yeah, like a actual raid, like an MMO raid, where you fight a giant Dynamaxed Pokemon.
That's... Huh.
I like that. I think there's another image in here that's showing it. Yeah, see? Multiple trainers. Fighting raid Pokemon.
Imagine bringing your friend who just got their starter into one of those.
Here, friend, follow me. Of course, granted, we know that unfortunately, due to Nintendo not understanding how voice chat works, you're probably going to have to be chatting with your friends through other means, through Discord or through another streaming service, because you're not going to be able to coordinate at all. otherwise, which is really stupid. I don't know how Nintendo can be that far back in the times to not understand how voice chat works.
They're far in terms of that, but in terms of game quality, they're still pretty much on top.
Well, you'll get no argument from me. Seeing this type of stuff for Pokemon, Sword and Shield, seeing the new Fire Emblem games, but the lack of a talking function is a bit of a detriment, especially for something like a raid. That in particular, it's like this is a team effort. You need to coordinate. Although this is Pokemon, teamwork would be appreciated. It might be a little tricky to handle.
To be fair, Nintendo does prioritize gaming experience over voice communication more than anything, and it helps the product. It helps give you good products, unlike with most other game companies.
Yeah, and I think that probably the other reason why Nintendo hasn't spent that much time developing voice chat features and whatnot is probably because they see how terribly it's gone for companies like Sony and Xbox, and they know that there can be a lot of people doing a lot of really heinous stuff via chat, like harassment or being assholes and whatnot. And they're probably just like, you know what? We do not want to open that Pandora's box because we're family friendly. You know, so and I can understand why. I mean, you could just talk to your friends in Discord and play the game together and coordinate that way.
Yep,
it's really not that hard so long as you know who you're playing with. Oh yeah, and the flower Pokemon evolves into this. What was it called? Eldegoss.
It looks like a dandelion.
I think that's kind of what they're going for. But for some, I don't know.
I know how to defeat it. Give your Pokemon Gust and start blasting it off, and wish for you to win.
Yeah, just one light gust. Pidgey, use the lightest gust possible. All the seeds and all the things fly off. I'm naked. That would be kind of what I would see happening. But I don't know. I don't like this grass Pokemon. I don't know. The new grass Pokemon can be a little tricky for me to get into because a lot of them end up just looking the same, especially when they decide to make them after flowers or actual plant life. They end up looking too similar. Although this one does look kind of cute because it looks like it's actually like carrying a giant bag on its back.
Or it has a giant afro.
Yeah. It's probably attached to its head, but from the front view you're looking at it, it's like it's got this little scarf on, it's carrying this great big kind of like bag, or in this case kind of seeds and whatnot. It does look kind of cute, but I don't know. I'm not really that interested in it.
Oh.
What?
I thought of something morbid.
Oh no.
It has to deal with the Pokemon right there.
Slightly off topic, but do you think one day we'll get Pokemon games with the design and graphics of Detective Pikachu? Maybe one day. Who knows? I mean, do we really want that though? That's the question. Do we really want Mr. Mime to be in our next Pokemon games and look like that? I'm gonna go with no. I'll pass. I kind of prefer the more cartoonish nature of the games. I don't want nightmares.
Why not? We have Dragon Ball Evolution. We have
I don't want Nightmare Fuel.
Savior. So why not just have it?
No. No. I accept it in the movie, but I will not accept it as a design choice for the games. I want them to maintain their cute and adorable appeal. I don't want Nightmare Fuel. I get enough Nightmare Fuel from normal Pokemon that I think are creepy at times. Some of them are creepy. Most of them are not, but some are.
I'm actually wondering how Gardevoir looks like in that style
But
in like a live action format, Gardevoir.
I don't know. Is it scaly? Is it
It
feathery? Or I
it
don't
look
know.
Gardevoirs look more elegant, but they're grass types and they're
No,
humanoid.
they're
So
not. No, they're not. Gardevoir
I
is a
mean,
psychic type.
in
Well,
appearance, it looks grass-like.
yeah, I guess it does kind of.
So, and also it's a psychic fairy, so it makes sense a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might look more elegant than any other.
Potentially, unless they decide to give it more humanoid skin textures like they did with Mr. Mime. And then that would ruin everybody's experience of Gardevoir forever, possibly.
Not really. You can make it look like an elegant human or an elegant person.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm a little bit iffy on doing it with Gardevoir and whatnot. It's kind of
Per.
I kind of I walked into that one. I was like, did those words just literally just come out of my mouth? God damn it, idiot, dumbass, stupid mother-loving dummy. But you know what? That's okay. That's fine.
Oh wait, this is off topic, but Rumble Raw is a badass essentially.
Well, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna disagree with you there. Um, why do you bring this up?
I recently rewatched The Origin and also watching a Mad with him,
Oh, cool.
a MAD.
Right. Also, really cool. Not going to disagree with you there. Um, what else? Um, actually, I need to use the facilities. I think again. I'll be right back.
All right.
Entertain the people, if there are any.
Okay, time to roast Nightwolf when he's not here. Go. You're free. Oh, uh, what are you guys' favorite Pokemon? If you have any, it can either be from generation or in all. Um, for me, my personal favorite is between Gardevoir and Vaporeon, but from all evolutions, it's a tie between Vaporeon and Glaceon. So yeah, uh, Or we can actually try this. How about how you guys would design Murkrow? Oh, great. He's not here, so I can't. Okay. How do you spell that again? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, yeah, Murkrow. I can see why. A little witch. And it looks cute.
And I'm back.
How would you guys actually design your own Pokemon?
That's a good question.
I would go with like uh winged unicorns, fire Firo. Not bad either. A fire a fire fairy of a Pegasus or a unicorn.
That one might be cool.
I mean, there's not many out there.
Yeah, there's not really. Or maybe you could add another evolution to Ponytail's line, like another form for Rapidash. Or a form after Rapidash. Because they are kind of already a unicorn.
You mean Pegasus?
No. Rapidash Rapidash is a unicorn because it has a horn. It doesn't have wings. A Pegasus has wings.
Let's make it a winged unicorn.
Well, yeah, you could do that too.
And give it green flames.
What's that new female trainer's name again? I forgot. Or the
Sonia.
assistant.
With assistant or the trainer?
Oh no, I'm just kind of just looking at trying to look up trainers and whatnot.
Oh, okay. Oh, I asked them earlier about what their favorite Pokemon is. So what's yours?
What is my favorite Pokemon?
Yep.
It has always been Scyther. Scyther has been my favorite since Generation 1. I know it's an odd choice, but yeah, he's my favorite. I'm working with some friends for a Pokemon tabletop campaign, and yeah, my trainer has a Scyther.
Oh, you want to talk about tabletop campaigns or building them?
I don't know very much about building them. I know nothing. I know next to nothing. I barely know how to play the games themselves. I'm kind of still learning, but my friends keep on asking me to be a part of some of these campaigns that they worked on. First, it's my friend Trip. Trip asked me to be a part of like an anime campaign type thing that was going on, which sounded really cool. We recorded a session. It ended up going horribly because he didn't know how to DM at all because he's also relatively new. And
just to tell you, I'm also relatively new, and I'm trying to work on a campaign and DM it.
Yeah. I've never tried to do that myself, but might be something fun to think about doing in the future. I think I was talking to my friends. They talked about, oh, now they've moved from doing we moved from doing the anime one to just doing a normal D&D campaign, and he's like, let's do a Pokemon one. And I'm like, okay, sure. And now he's kind of shown like some of the other types of ones he maybe hopes to do in the future. Like he wants to do a Fire Emblem one at some point.
I think it'll be easy to translate Fire Emblem into D&D.
It might not be as simple as you think, because
I
you
said
still have
easy,
to.
and that's simple.
Oh, it might be easier. Translating Pokemon into tabletop also is not really that difficult either. Because they've already done, because someone already did that. They translated everything, so you can pick trainer types, classes, Pokemon, everything. What else? Myself personally, I would like to learn how to do one and probably run a Common Writer themed D&D campaign, because that sounds like it would be fun. But that's me personally. I know because people have already done Power Rangers or
That was my third. That was the third one I was going to do.
what, Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already been done. I don't know. I think that they're supposed to be releasing that at some point. Maybe it's already released. I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, whilst being on the topic of D&D and tabletop, they have a Rick and Morty D&D.
Yeah.
Which I kind of found surprising.
Wait, hold on. Maybe I typed it in wrong. Yeah, because I could have swore that they were going to be released. Yeah, Hyperforce. Power Rangers Hyperforce. I could have swore that they were going to be releasing this as an actual game set at some point. But I don't know. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Or maybe it was just a thing. Just a thing that they did and now it's over. Oh wait,
Isn't it like a fan-made project?
It was a fan made kind of project. Kind of. It was run partially by. It was ran by somebody. It was run by a company, from what I remember. To some extent, they just had a lot of, because they had actual Power Rangers talent and whatnot involved. So they had who did they have? I mean, what was it, when they did like the first couple episodes? They had at least. They had the Pink Ranger from Time Force there. The actual actress. Bulk was there and a Power Ranger. Not actually Bulk. He played a different character, but the actor who played Bulk from the first one was there. And also the kid who was playing Preston from Ninja Steel was also involved in the project. So I don't know. There was a lot of people involved.
Sounds like a lot of things that could go wrong.
Oh no, I think it ended up being a pretty fun little program.
No, I meant like in terms of being in the campaign, like actually the characters, a lot of things could go wrong.
Oh, and yeah.
You have the time forces going there, so that means time travel shenanigans. That means monsters that are probably far too powerful to fight the Rangers at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching some of it because it was a stream for a while. I thought it was a pretty fun and entertaining stream, but yeah, I wanted to.
No, I think they still have it on.
Yeah, I think it's still ongoing. I don't know how far along they are, but yeah, I think it's still ongoing. What else is there? But yeah, I think it would be kind of fun to do a Kamen Rider themed one. Of course, granted, if I got anybody to join in on that, they would probably have to pick a theme for their rider.
I am too. Wait, writers have fruit themes, right?
They don't have fruit themes all the time.
No, but they had one.
Yes. Kamen Rider Gaim was based on fruit. And samurai at the same time. They were fruit samurais. They're based off of a certain period in Japanese history. From the Warring State period, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Warring State period, Japan. And each individual rider was based off of one of the shogun, I think, from that time period. But also they're fruit at the same time for some reason. I think the idea and concept of it just being like a samurai theme was good enough on its own, but they decided, hey, let's add fruit to it too. Just so it's more bright and colorful for the kids. It worked. It's one of those.
Want to be the dragon fruit Kamen Rider.
I wonder, is there a dragon fruit Kamen Rider?
If there is one.
Let's find out. Yeah, you could have.
I mean, have you seen the dragon fruit?
Yes, I have.
That would be a cool design.
Oh, Kamen Rider Dragon Fruit. Oh, there is one. There is a Kamen Rider based off of the dragon fruit. It would seem.
Yeah. Excellent.
Why not surprised? Considering that they picked pretty much every fruit possibly imaginable. Yeah, he's right here. Or at least I think that's one of them.
Not bad design.
No, it's not. Of course, most of the designs aren't too bad, I think.
Yep. Except for the one that turns into a bike.
Oh. I think I know which one. You're referring to this one. Kamen Rider XL.
Yes.
He does turn into a motorcycle that Kamen Rider Double can drive. You're like, why? It makes no sense. It's so weird and creepy.
I want a out of context a screenshot that has Kamen Rider Double saying, "I'm going to mount you. Now let's go."
Kamen Rider XL bike. So, I don't know. Maybe there is one. Oh, here's an image of him from the magazine. Yeah, why is this a thing? Why is so odd and bizarre, but why can he turn into a bike? It makes no sense. Of course, this design in particular right here for it's showing his bike. I don't give a shit about the bike. But this is one of the other Kamen Riders. Here's Kamen Rider XA. The design that I hate the most out of pretty much every Kamen Rider I've ever seen. This thing assaults my eyes. I know. At this point, I'm beating a dead horse when I show images or talk about him. I hate him that much. And I should probably stop doing that. It's getting old at this point. Bye, Eclectic. You have a good time. We'll see you later.
Bye.
But yeah, the whole thing with like Common Writer, D&D, people would have to pick their own themes and whatnot for the writers.
You want to know what's actually the worst part then?
What?
You have to go through all the series and write down all the stats.
If we were going to use other writers from previous series, yes.
You said choose your theme, so
They could make up their own theme if they want to. They don't even have to use anything that was pre-existing.
then you kind of have to write down the general stats for it, just so they don't turn out to be an Uber rider and beat everything you throw at them.
Good point. Good point. I'd probably I don't know. I'd have to probably think about it because I really don't know how I would do it because I've never tried to do anything and I don't fully understand the mechanics of D&D or tabletop already as it is. So
Yeah,
it could take me a long ass time.
I found out that there's like you can set a fixed damage modifier. I mean, fixed damage for a lot of things.
Yeah.
If you have if you don't want to do the dice roll.
Yeah. I would need to have a better understanding of how math and the mechanics work before I do anything. And by the way, I suck at math. Math, damage modifiers, all that stuff. I'd have to understand the mechanics before I can even do anything. That's why I'm hopeful that me playing some of the actual tabletop with like the Pokemon thing, I can probably use that as kind of a stepping stone to understand better how to play and how to also do the math. I mean, most of the time they give you calculators anyway, so
Oh, it doesn't work if you're doing it online.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean it's harder to when it's online if you're on mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then it would be probably a little trickier for some people to play along. I don't even know who I would invite to play, to be honest with you. I don't have a... Huh?
I'm generally free, and I actually set up a Discord server for it.
Oh.
Yeah, I cleverly named it Multiverse D&D, so...
Oh, okay. Yeah, it would be one of those things where I haven't even come up with like what I would plan to do because obviously I'd probably end up being the DM to begin with. So
yeah, for DMing, I heard you need a lot of prep work, and that came from Rage and from the people that I've played with.
Yeah. You do need a lot more prep work. Like you need to know what the story is and what's going to be happening. And there's probably a bunch of other things that I'm not familiar with. I need to probably read up on it a bit before I can even do anything.
Yeah. From what I've been playing, you need to have like a set list of different challenge rating 1 through 20. And have like a good amount of characters with like a good amount of challenges within it,
right?
To roll to see who you can actually grab.
Okay.
so you don't really, just to make it easier for yourself, you roll to grab that one character and then say you're fighting X amount. You either roll for that or you just say it out loud, like fighting um 20 Common Rider Ds.
Yeah.
And it's like Common Rider D is like 85 on picking all of the tier 10 riders you're fighting against.
Yeah.
Uh,
Steven Universe D&D.
yeah, that's the one I'm working on, and I just wanted to do it as I found it easier to write for.
Ah, I'm not interested in Steven Universe, so that one won't appeal to me. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
true, but it's just a general thing that to look over.
Yeah. I mean, apparently people do have like, Power Rangers D&D stuff already made, so it'd just be a matter of looking into it and probably modifying it to be more like Kamen Rider.
True.
Yep. Power Rangers PDF. I am actually gonna look at it right now to see kind of what it looks like. Power Rangers. Oh yeah. And they're using art from the Boom Studio comics. Zords. Giant Killer Megazord.
You wanna know what's actually the worst thing that's happening right now for
What's that?
Dragon Ball or for mangas and all of that?
What's that?
If you create fan mangas, you're most likely going to get the MCA or get a major risk of being sued by Shueisha
Huh. It's interesting.
or like the manga distributors.
Wow. That kind of
Yeah,
sucks.
for Dragon Ball, it's Shueisha that's suing or taking down a lot of fan made stuff on
Wow.
YouTube, on DeviantArt, Twitter, Facebook.
That's a darn shame.
Yeah, and the entire community is pissed about it.
I can understand why. A lot of them put a lot of hard work and effort into making those fan
Yep.
comics and whatnot. I know I've seen a fair amount of them that look really good, so it's kind of a shame.
Yeah.
I'd say hold on to the ones that you have, and I don't know, maybe your best course of action would be to print copies of them for physical distribution and then just hand them to your friends and whatnot. I don't know. Make a mailing list or something. It
Yeah,
sucks.
so it's not just Dragon Ball, it's also like Attack on Titan, uh, and a couple others.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
yeah. It makes sense if they're going after those that are pirating it.
Yeah.
Like putting on pirate sites and all that. Or putting it on Twitter or DA and showing all of it. But yeah, it still kind of sucks.
That does suck. That's not good. The one thing that I was going to talk about and we kind of got way too off topic and forgot. So I'm going to talk about it now because with E3 happening, they did at least finally show some footage of one of the games that I'm curious about, which is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
They have another Star Wars game.
Yep. Yep, the new.
It's by EA.
Yeah, it's by EA still, and
Prepare to have microtransaction BS.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about any of that stuff yet. They haven't announced anything currently, so we're a bit on the we don't know situation as of right now. But from what they showed with gameplay and footage, considering this is a single player game, and you're just playing a Jedi character, it looks really good, actually. I certainly hope that they don't decide to do something like microtransactions or anything of that nature, because I would be pissed if they did that. I mean, actually, no, let me rephrase that. It's okay if you want to put microtransactions in, just make them optional. You know, I don't hinder progress of the game. You know, so long as if you're going to do add-ons or DLC or anything, make sure it's worth people's time and money. Like
I honestly don't mind DLC or add-ons, but if it's like microtransaction BS, that's a problem.
Yeah, I agree. It's terrible. That's kind of one of the things that I find interesting with most people discussing games on YouTube. They seem to misunderstand, because a lot of people seem to have this aversion to mobile games because of like some of them you can pay money as an option to, you know, progress in the game or do stuff. And I'm like, I play a lot of mobile games and I don't spend very much if any money on them.
Well, it depends on the ones.
Yeah,
specific ones.
It depends on the game that you're play.
One that I played, which is Cityville, and my mom also, or games like it. What they tend to do is, at a certain level, they halt and lower all of your growth for you to spend money to get stuff.
Yeah. When they do stuff like that, that's just a shitty business practice that is bad.
Yep.
A lot of the games that I play that are mobile, I mean, they're all role-playing games.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense for me. But a lot of them, it's like you can play completely for free. You don't have to spend any money. Heck, I've even played, you know, mobile card games like the Yu-Gi-Oh game, card game, and Shadowverse. You don't need to pay money to play. You can just play, you know. You can, I mean, in those games, if you want to like compete like in high tiers and whatnot on a competitive level, yeah, you're going to need to shell out money for that, but there might be ways to circumvent that by just playing with a deck that no one is expecting to fight against. That could happen.
Yeah, like playing against Joey's all high monster deck.
Nope, that'll never win.
Why not?
Not in the mobile version of Yu-Gi-Oh, because swarming the field with monsters doesn't win. I know that. Because when they started the game, it was pretty much, you know, how the original Yu-Gi-Oh started out. It was just nothing but summon the biggest and baddest monster in your deck and wreck the field with it. But then over the course of several months, they started implementing a lot of the other gameplay styles, better cards, more effect cards, more fusion monsters. And then the game went to how most people tend to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Even more current modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is they're more closely related to that than what they started as.
I only played a bit of like how GX did it.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works now. So
I don't know how it works either because they had the last one I remember people talking about was Pendulum Summon, and then that one got when it first came out, it was broken. It was way too easy to fill the board with monsters, and there wasn't any like demerits to do so. It was just like boom, 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 boom. My field is swamped with monsters. Now I get to kill you.
you
I'm
mean
like,
Joey strategy?
yeah, but Joey's strategy doesn't involve the pendulum summon mechanic. Pendulum summon is putting a specific monster or two specific monsters that are specifically designated as pendulum monsters. You summon them to the field, and then you can proceed to summon other monsters from your hand or deck onto the field, determined by by the starter level of each monster on the pendulum. And you can flood the board with
Flood
them.
the board with just pendulum summons.
You can only have two pendulum monsters that I'm aware of.
Damn.
But, well, I mean, pendulum monsters can be used and treated as normal monsters too, so you can use them that way too. But that was really bad. That was really annoying. And now they have a new link summon mechanic. I'm like, guys, stop making new mechanics. It's not helping.
Wait, who was it that said that Konami doesn't really adjust the game for its power creep, and thus it breaks everything when with a new release?
I don't know who said that. Every Yu-Gi-Oh player ever? Yu-Gi-Oh and Konami, or Konami in particular, really struggles to maintain the power creep level. Because think about it. When the game first started out, some of the best creatures and monsters like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, Summon Skull, things of that nature were the top requested and top creatures to have in your deck. But over the course of time, eventually those monsters became obsolete. They couldn't compete anymore. And it's only been in more recent years that Konami went back and actually made support for the older monsters so that they could be relevant in decks again. So,
I mean, you can still win in all of that with the old decks, but you have to be more cunning and planning.
you can't win. You can't win in a competitive market or a competitive, not market, but a competitive tournament with an old deck like that were built during the original time period. I mean, you can play with it, but your odds of winning are not going to be good because those decks don't play the same. Those decks play exceedingly old. They're slow. They are not fast. Because if you remember correctly, in order to summon a monster like Dark Magician or Blue Eyes onto the field, you have to sacrifice two monsters. So you have to have two monsters that can survive on the field for 2 turns. Because you can't summon another monster on the same turn unless they tell you can. Try and do that. Go ahead. Your board will be wiped before that happens. Because most decks are not determined or based on one all powerful monster that can sweep the field. It's more based on actual strategies, defensive measures that can be taken, traps, spell cards, things that can make things a lot harder. Imagine you brought an old deck to a new tournament and someone's playing what's currently in meta. Yeah, that old deck's probably going to get swept the moment that it shows up. Because most of their cards are designed to synergize well with one another and actually work together to win. Because they started making monsters based on subsets that are related to one another.
Oh, you mean like the samurai ones?
Yeah, like Six Samurai. All of them, all of the cards in that deck are related. So if you use them, they can be very beneficial to use together. You can flood the field with them. You can use their effects more frequently. And you can't do that with old decks like like Yugi's old deck, like the actual old structure deck that you could buy. Can't win with that. Or with Kaiba or Joey or anybody.
Well, one thing that I could say is that we never truly saw everything in Yugi's deck, so he might actually have a lot. To be fair, I said we. I'm not joking. We never really saw everything in his deck because we only saw the main ones that he uses.
Fair point. Who knows? Considering that he was the most plot device driven character I've ever seen.
And the fact that he can actually win every tournament.
And duel that he faces most of the time. At least 9 times out of 10 he wins. He rarely loses. And sometimes he loses only by sheer
circumstance.
Yeah. Like just because he's stupid. Like either he's stupid or, it's just like, hey, I'm Kaiba. I'm not going to be able to win legitimately. I'm going to pretend to commit suicide. Please don't destroy me. Of course, granted, if this was the original Yugi from when the manga first started out, he wouldn't have even. I probably bet he wouldn't even hesitate. Yami would have just said, "You know what? Screw you. You're dead." Because that Yami didn't give a shit about anything. It's like, oh, you want to play a death game with me? Well, guess what? I'll let you die. Very dark and twisted, that individual.
I like to think that's an alternate universe.
It's not. Because the original manga, if you go back and read the original manga from the very beginning, it starts with the dark stuff. And where they don't even play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monster game. They're playing other games. Like they're playing D&D or other assorted types of games that you would play with your friends. And Yami, in that particular subset of the story, is incredibly dark and is willing to kill. Normally, most of the people that he kills have it coming. But, because they're terrible human beings. But still, he doesn't hesitate to murder.
Not even the cops can stop him.
Probably not. They don't seem to care that he commits murder.
Or they're just too scared to even go after him.
That particular Yugi or Yami, yeah, I would be like, nope, don't want to mess with that kid. Yeah, he's fine, guys. It's all cool. We want nothing to do with this. We're good. X-nay that APB.
I have one headcanon, and that's he took out an entire squadron by just pointing his finger and using, you know how he shatters minds at times?
Yeah.
I think he just stuck a finger out and just obliterated an entire squad's mind.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I think that's why they.
That. You were saying?
What?
Well, you were talking about something, and
We did cut out.
I don't know. Did you cut out?
I don't know.
I don't think you did. I just think I interrupted you while you were talking.
Oh. No, I said that I think he just obliterated their mind, and that's why they don't mess with him.
Huh. Yeah. Sorry, I saw someone making a joke on Twitter. Oh, oops. Oh.
Yeah.
It's all someone saying life is going to be so empty without Pro Jared's shitty E3 thumbnails this year. Okay, that actually kind of made me laugh. That was pretty funny, actually.
I still don't know what's wrong. What's up with that one?
Well, with Pro Jared's situation,
Yep.
I think it's gotten increasingly more complicated. Because from what it sounds like, Heidi herself is kind of a douche, kind of a pain in the ass. So, I don't know. I think more or less, it's just kind of like a pissing contest with the three people involved, and they're kind of assholes. And now the internet has forgotten about it for the most part. They don't seem to care anymore.
On to the next meme.
Yep, pretty much. They don't care. It's not important anymore. I mean, if it comes up in conversation again, or they start opening the floodgates again, maybe people will start caring again. But currently, not really. Nobody really cares. I'm also still trying to figure out how I would, if I were to give people the ability to make their own common writers based on whatever theme they wanted to choose. I wonder what themes people would pick. That'd be interesting.
I most likely would pick 3 different themes and then mess with everything in there.
Well, you could probably get away with that. Possibly.
One of the themes I'm going to use is anime.
Oh. Okay.
Now you're screwed.
Great. No, I'm going. Obviously, I will put limitations. I'm not going to let anybody be broken. That's not going to happen. I don't want people to break the game before it starts.
I'm going to break it right now.
Uh-huh.
I will equip the Moonlight Butterfly as part of the... And then I'll also add the ID ability. So if I die, I'm taking you all with me.
Well, you're banned from the game. I'm not bringing you. That's how this is gonna work. You're not allowed. I'll bring other people in. You know what? I'm gonna make my own D&D game with blackjack and hookers, and you're not invited. I kid, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kind of actually curious. Maybe I should actually read this PDF for Power Rangers. See if I could potentially use it. It's only 4 pages. I guess it seems as though basically what they did is they took the format for the D&D campaign, and just made a page for a Power Ranger to be in D&D, and that is kind of cool. But basically, they made Power Rangers their own class. Elite fighting force, just
You know, you kind of have to add the 2 different health, like unmorphed and morphed.
Maybe might be something to consider. Civilian form and other form.
Yeah, it makes it a bit more complicated, but at the same time, it is very useful.
Level 3, you become bonded with an animal or creature, spirit mirroring the animal's strength. A special ritual that creates a powerful summoning spell attached to a single gold coin. Yeah, basically it's like treating Power Rangers as if they were in a D&D campaign. Not really what I was looking for.
Eh,
I mean, it
I-
might be good to use as a template to get started.
yeah, it sounds useful as a template, but personally, I would say go from scratch.
Well, I might use this as a template, but attacks against you score. Okay, interesting. Wait, hold on. Your armor and weapons are transformed specifically to resemble your chosen animal. Your bonded coin fuses into your armor while the effects last. Okay. When you become a Power Ranger, you are more powerful, but also more vulnerable. Wait, how? Since when are Power Rangers glass cannons? Excuse me?
I think they're going with some of what Screw Attack has done.
Dumbass. It's not how Power Ranger powers work. You don't. You're not like super powerful, but also at the same time vulnerable and weak. It's that the creatures they fight are strong. It's not that hey they have weaknesses. They don't. Power Rangers don't really have weaknesses that I'm aware of.
Their weakness is actually them as human, but in Ranger form, it brings out their full potential.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Your weapon attack scores a critical hit on a roll of 18 to 20. Weapon attacks against you score a critical hit on a roll of 18 to 20. Well, I mean, that's pretty fair and balanced. When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack damage. Makes sense. You cannot use this ability if the attack against you is a critical hit. Okay. When an attacker completes a successful attack against you, you can use your reaction to make a single melee weapon attack against the target. Your Power Ranger form lasts for 10 minutes. You can also end the form on your turn as a bonus action. As you become a Power Ranger, you must complete a short or long rest before you can do so again. My God, that is ridiculously stupid. Power Ranger forms are not on a timer
That
unless
will work for
specified.
the Omnitrix.
Yeah, that's a Ben 10 thing, not a Power Ranger thing. Power Ranger forms last for as long as they can hold the form. If
In
they
other
get
words, until the suit health is depleted, you are in
yeah,
Ranger.
you would get you would demorph if you got too heavily damaged. Like let's say this, critical hit happened and it took like let's say you already were down to like maybe I don't know, half your HP and you got hit with a critical and it did enough damage to tear you down to almost like no power level in that form, or it broke the bar, or if we were using a 2-bar system like you suggested, it would break that bar and then you'd go back to human form. There would be a
And in
limit.
form, you can either be damaged or just be injured.
Yeah, you would
Damage
just
is
be
when you have, what happened in Turbo. You on the finale, they demorph and they're completely scorched. Their clothes
yeah,
are ripped.
which happens in the Sentai and Kamen Rider shows all the time. Actually, it's less shown in the American version, but in Sentai and whatnot, you get the shit kicked out of you in any form, and change back. You're messed up pretty bad after the fact. Yeah, time frame. Power Rangers don't have that. There's not a timer. There's no limit. So if you were using this in the sense of keeping a normal D&D campaign fair and balanced, it makes sense. But for the fact that if you're making a campaign specifically for either Power Ranger, Super Sentai, or Kamen Rider, timers would be a detriment, not an advantage, because enemies are powerful. The enemies that they would fight are really strong already. So putting a timer on it makes no sense. Flare. All Power Rangers have a flare for the dramatic. At 7th level, you gain proficiency in charisma, performance skill check. If you already have proficiency in the skill, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any such check. You use charisma performance in place of other charisma skill checks, such as deception, intimidation, and persuasion. Is it because they do all the posing? It's all the posing, isn't it? That's why you added the flare thing. Okay. I mean, you don't have. That probably isn't really necessary. That could be removed. Yes, Power Rangers do poses and shit. Thank you. It's not like I didn't already know this.
Watermelon, I have not eaten it.
Watermelon! Eat it.
No.
Beginning at 10th level, you can take your Power Ranger abilities even further, covering yourself as a translucent shell of force, which resembles your spirit animal called the Zord. Okay. On your turn, you can take an action. What? Go ahead.
This sounds like Wild Fury.
Jungle Fury. Yeah.
Jungle Fury.
You're mixing Wild Force and Jungle Fury together. You took Wild and Fury and meshed it together.
They're technically the same.
Not really. One was about fighting pollution, and the other one is about kung fu.
I'm talking about in terms of like theme. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're both animal themed. What if they did a reunion and they put them both together, and then they were called Wild Fury? I want to see that now. Let's make that happen. I would love that. It's like, hey, let's bring all of them out of retirement. Now a new Wild Force has arrived. Wild Fury. Which forms around your body? This form lasts for 1 minute. If the duration of your Zord would continue past the duration of your Power Ranger form, you remain in your Zord until the Zord's duration is complete. Where do you get the minute part?
It's just to balance.
Well, yeah, that part I understand. It's like, but wouldn't the timer be a little bit longer than that?
Wait, is this like the aura field around you?
Yeah.
They might have just taken that from, I think, Wizard. I think it's either called Wizard or Mage Shield.
Yeah. If the duration of your Zord would continue past the duration of your Power Ranger form, you remain in your Zord until the Zord's duration is complete. After which you revert to normal while in your Zord. You gain a pool of hit points according to your level. If you run out of this pool of hit points, you immediately lose your Zord. Okay, makes sense. You can see normally outside of the Zord, but you are heavily obscured from... Why would you be obscured from view? Or what are they referring to you being obscured from your enemy's view? I mean, it would make sense if they can't see you, but you should be able to see everything on the field. Because that's normally how Zords work. They have a lot of cameras. When you assume the mantle of your Zord, you gain a number of bonuses according to your level. This includes the size of your Zord, including its reach, and the pool of hit points it has. While in your Zord, you gain a bonus to damage rolls according to the Zord's chart below. You can also choose a number of special abilities according to your level for your Zord, which sets it apart from others. Once you have summoned your Zord, you must complete a long rest before you can do so again. Okay. 10th level large Zord. 136 hit points, damage bonus plus 1d4, special abilities 1, level 15, huge. Okay. Giant killer. Okay. By 15th level, you are accustomed to facing monsters much larger than yourself. Creatures do not gain any bonuses in combat against you for being larger than you, such as your grappling or shoving. You can move through space of any creature larger than you as though it were normal terrain. At 18th level, you learn to join with other Power Rangers to form the ultimate weapon called a Megazord. To summon a Megazord, at least 2, but as many as 6 Power Rangers must be within 30 feet of one another. Each must be able to summon their individual Zord and must all take the action to do so within one round. A Megazord is an amalgamation of each Zord summoned, taking on the appearance of each animal form, which makes up its body, blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing, for common riders, we don't even need this, so it's pointless. Zord special abilities.
Transformation.
Yeah. Impeccable senses. You can see in dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were bright light, in the darkness as if it were dim light. You can't discern color in darkness, only shades of grade. You can also perceive your surroundings without relying on sight, giving you blind sight with a range of 30 feet. Interesting. Why would you give yourself kind of like a slightly elven trait? Is it because I guess with the technology thing, I guess it would make sense. Legendary resistance. If you fail a saving throw, you can choose to succeed instead. Each time you use this ability after the first, you gain 1 level of exhaustion, which does not hit you until you lose your Zord. Okay. Blind Strike. When you gain this ability, choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. You can take an action to create a 30-foot long, 5-foot wide line of that type of damage. Creatures in the area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take damage according to your level. You can choose this ability multiple times. Each time you do so, you must choose a different damage type. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. It's interesting, but would probably wall crawler. You gain a climb speed equal to your movement speed. You can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down, on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. Interesting.
I think it has to do with the ninja powers, or the fact that they just do it randomly at times.
Oh yeah, all the acrobatics and whatnot and jumping off buildings. I guess it makes sense. Waterborne. You gain a swimming speed equal double your movement speed. You can breathe both air and water. Guess that kind of makes sense. You can cast a web spell while in your Zord. You are immune to movement restrictions caused by your own web. Interesting. Okay, well, that's 4 pages of interesting things happening, but I don't know. It'd probably need to be reworked
Mm-hmm.
for any number of reasons or things. Anyway, I think I'm done for now. I think we'll probably call it a stream here. What do you think?
That's up to you.
I know. I'm not giving you a choice.
No.
We're stopping it now, and you can't stop me from stopping it.
And then Dalton joins in.
Damn it, we thought we were done with you. No, I'm kidding. We love you, Dalton. But yeah, I think because it's almost 7:30 here, I should probably stop and go get something to eat. And probably let the dogs out. But thanks, Joan, for joining me. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. Oh, God. Sorry.
He's yawning. Proof that he's tired.
It's like 10:30.
Well, that would probably be relatively accurate. It's getting kind of late. Not super late, but late. Anyway, yep, I'm going to go. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next stream. Bye.
Later.